Hey, what's up everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we are doing another history lesson, and this is on the Mayweather versus Victor Ortiz welterweight title fight that took place back in 2010. Yeah. Now before I get into that, guys, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Excuse me. I really do appreciate any and all support I get. I'm just trying to build my channel up, and I would really appreciate any kind of love you guys can give. If you don't like what I'm doing though, you know, hey, I'm all good with you giving me a thumbs down or leaving a bad comment, because I don't want everything to be all hunky-dory if that's not how it is. I want you guys to be real with me. So anyways, all that being said, let's jump into this welterweight title fight, because it's more remembered for what happened as opposed to the, you know, the individuals in the fight. You know, Mayweather is a legend, one of the greatest fighters of all time, and Victor Ortiz is not. He kind of went on to doing movies and never really took boxing serious after this fight again, and you know, just kind of faded. But going into this fight, Mayweather was coming off of a dominating performance over Sugar Shane Mosley, and he was heading into this one taking on an opponent in Ortiz, who, again, Mayweather did not cherry pick people. Again, I will tell you when I feel like he cherry picked. That comes later. But this was not one of those moments. Victor Ortiz was coming off of a big win over Andre Berto, who was undefeated and was the welterweight champ, and was considered to be maybe the next big thing in the welterweight division. And Victor Ortiz was a flashy, a good fighter, got a lot of power, but he had lost to Marcos Maidana, where he quit in that fight. He lost a lot of respect from people. So he was just kind of coming up. He got the opportunity against what's his name, against Berto, and he took full advantage, dominating Berto, putting him down, and scoring a convincing unanimous decision to become the welterweight champ. That was a big win. So Mayweather decided to fight him after that, you know, and that's not cherry picking. When a guy's coming off of his career best win, that's not cherry picking. So Mayweather took him on, and, you know, these two guys are on a collision course. A lot of people wanted to see what a younger guy like Ortiz could do against a veteran Mayweather with his style. And, you know, Ortiz, when the fight started, he, you know, first off, I obviously was picking Mayweather in this fight, but I thought he was just going to outbox Ortiz, and that's kind of the way it was going. Ortiz was trying to rough up Mayweather, make it a, you know, kind of make it a brawl. I think people were expecting that. I was actually kind of hoping he would employ his, you know, Ortiz at his best was a solid boxer puncher. I thought a solid jab with his kind of power and speed might give Floyd some problems. But he decided to try to go in and bully Mayweather, pin him against the ropes, and that's when all hell broke loose. The headbutts in round 4, you know, the intentional headbutt that really rocked things in motion for the ending, as Ortiz got points taken away. Then Ortiz tried to apologize to Mayweather. They already shook hands once. Then he looked over to the referee and tried to apologize again, and then Mayweather took advantage of a guy who wasn't looking, and he knocked him out. Now, you know, there's a lot of people that'll say that's not a legitimate knockout. And it's tough. This is not a black or white situation. It really isn't. For me, there's gray in this, a lot of gray. I look at it as, was it cheap? Yes and no. Let me start with the no. Why it wasn't cheap. Because in boxing, you are taught to keep your guard up. if the referee does not have you separated, it doesn't say hold, stop, and separates you two, you are at the mercy of your opponent. So if your opponent, if you have your guard down, your opponent can attack you. The fight had already been, he had already let the fight go. Now, here's the yes to, was it a cheap shot? I would hope you wouldn't want to win a fight that way. That's where I think it was a cheap shot, is the guy's guard was down. At the end of the day, is that his fault? Absolutely, that's Ortiz's fault. So that's why it's a knockout, a legitimate knockout, and not a disqualification. But should Mayweather have taken advantage of Ortiz, who wasn't looking? I don't think he should have. Not just because, hey, these are the rules. When a guy's clearly not looking, it could cause major damage to the opponent. When you're in there, even a punch you don't see coming, you still are expecting something because you're actually in there fighting. So the guy's throwing shots at you. There's a different defense mechanism that your body goes through, knowing that a guy can hit you with a shot that you don't see coming. But when you're clearly looking away and no defense mechanism is on you, and a guy hits you with a shot, that could cause some serious damage right there. And that's where I land on it. Was it a cheap shot? Yes and no. Yes, because I don't think Mayweather should have hit him with a shot like that when he wasn't looking, even if it was legal. That's just my opinion. But do I think that caused a difference between the winner and the loser? Absolutely not. For me, Mayweather would have won that fight no matter what. It did provide a lot of controversy, and a foul opinion of Mayweather. I understand to an extent, but I also don't think he did anything illegal. But at the same time, Mayweather, a win is a win for Mayweather. That's the one thing, underlying fact about Mayweather that I don't like, is a win to him. And sometimes that, for me, that logic isn't a black or white. Is sometimes, yeah, you play a tough game and you win a tough game, maybe that fighter shouldn't have been, or that team shouldn't have been in the game with you, and you win. Hey, a win is a win. It is what it is. But, to win at all costs, no matter what, no matter if it looks good, no matter if it's cheap in a way, that does rub me the wrong way. That does. That's what's always rubbed me the wrong way about Mayweather. I already talked about one guy. There's 3 future Hall of Famers in these history lessons that I feel Mayweather could have knocked out, and we'd look at him a whole different way. But he just decided to stand back and box and just play defense and win that way. For me, you gotta placate to the fans a little bit. You do. And for Mayweather, winning like this at all costs, no matter what, it does rub people the wrong way. Now, Mayweather doesn't give a shit, but that's the thing, is Mayweather fans think that Mayweather cares how they feel. He doesn't. And I don't respect fighters that do not care what the fans think. I don't. I never have, I never will. And that's just where I land on it. But Mayweather and Ortiz, Mayweather would have won this fight no matter what, in my opinion. And that's where I land on this one. So this is a history lesson on the WBC welterweight title fight that took place back in September of 2010 between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Vicious Victor Ortiz. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.